Thank you for your interest in applying for a grant from the Wege Foundation. To assist you in this process, we have prepared a brief tutorial that will guide you through our grant application process. In this tutorial, I provide a brief overview of the application process, which will cover essential topics including the Wege Foundation's pillars, goals, and cross-cutting themes, our diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, and how to use the required project budget template. Before we begin, I'd like to emphasize a few important points. For previous grantees, this will serve as a refresher, and there have been no significant changes. For those organizations new to the foundation, we hope this information is useful. Now let's get started. A common question we receive is how to secure funding from the Wege Foundation. The key takeaway is that grant awards are based on alignment with our themes and goals, which you can find on our website. We prioritize transparency so you can clearly see what we fund there. Additionally, please note that there are only 2 grant application cycles each year occurring in the spring and in the fall, and this is when proposals will be accepted. Exact dates for when the grant cycle will open and close will be posted on our website several weeks prior to the grant portal opening. Please note that you will not be able to open the application until the grant cycle opens. The first step is to visit the Wege Foundation's website and click on Seeking a Grant. This section contains all the information that you will need, including the specific dates when the application cycle opens and closes. You will also find details on our themes and goals, our diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, and the project budget template. Please note that using our project budget template is a requirement, and we will discuss that further in this presentation. Links to all of these documents can be found in the Seeking a Grant page. We will start by reviewing the themes and goals document. At the top, you'll find the 4 pillars, our funding priorities. You can ignore the percentages to the right as we use them for internal purposes. The document then outlines the cross-cutting themes. A good way to think of these themes is as our core values. In this section, please focus on how your project aligns with these themes rather than reiterating your organization's beliefs about them. We want to know the actionable steps associated with each cross-cutting theme and how these themes are integrated throughout your project or organization. Remember, when crafting the narrative for your grant application, it is important to clearly express how the work of your organization aligns with our themes or how these values manifest in your project. Next, you'll see the pillars and their respective goals, which are outlined here for you with relevant example grants that represent recent projects we have funded that align with those goals. Now let's return to our webpage. The second document you'll find is our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Policy, aka DEI policy. As part of the application process, we will ask you to provide your organization's DEI policy. We will also ask about various aspects of your DEI, including your board, staff, volunteers, and how inclusion is integrated throughout your organization and your project. The third document provided is a project budget template that organizations are required to use. We ask that only the requested funding be outlined using our project budget template. Please do not submit your own organization project budget. Even if the funding that you are requesting is for general operations, we ask that you use the project budget template to outline what operational expenses you anticipate using these funds towards. Separately, we will request your overall organization budget, which does not need to be transferred into this template. Please note that the budget template is locked. The blue cells where you will type your information and the gray cells is what will calculate automatically. Because you cannot insert new line items, there are some extra blank lines available for additional items. And whatever doesn't fit can be listed in the notes section at the bottom, along with any additional comments you may have regarding your budget. If the grant application is for a single year, only complete the year 1 column. For multi-year grants, Fill out each column corresponding to every year. In the revenue section and the funding status column, make sure to click on the cell to access a drop-down menu where you can identify if the funds are committed, pending, or prospective. We only need to see your top 5 funding sources. The budget template should align with the budget narrative portion of your grant application, so both documents should reflect the same amount. In the project expense section of the budget, clearly specify how the Wege Foundation grants you are requesting will be utilized. For instance, if payroll totals $100,000, but you are requesting only $25,000 from the Wege Foundation, that is the amount you should enter. The allocated by Wege Foundation column should equal the total amount of your funding request, which will automatically be calculated at the bottom of the template. We will also look at the Wege Foundation contribution percent of project costs, which is also calculated automatically. Back to the grant guidelines section of our website, you will find the eligibility quiz. This quiz must be successfully completed by both new and returning applicants to gain access to the grant portal. Returning grantees must also complete the eligibility quiz, as the link to begin the application can only be accessed through the eligibility quiz and cannot be found in your existing grantee portal account. Once you have successfully answered all 5 questions, the application link will appear. Please note that all capital campaigns must be LEED certified. However, if your grant request is not for a capital campaign, you must answer yes on the quiz to proceed to the application. Please also note that you will be asked to provide your organization's tax ID number or EIN, which will link your new application with your organization's record in our system, even if applying under a different username that may have been used in previous applications. Please note that the portal account for each application or request can be linked to only one email or username. So if you are collaborating with colleagues to complete your application, we recommend using a shared departmental email that can be accessed by multiple people. The next section on our website outlines the application process, and the sample application is provided via this link. While there may be minor changes between cycles, substantial changes are unlikely. It is important to note that organizations do not need to hire a consultant to complete our application process. Our program staff are available to answer any questions you may have about completing the grant application. We seek to ensure the application is equitable and barrier-free, allowing individuals to apply without incurring additional expenses. To further improve our processes, we welcome your feedback and encourage organizations to complete the survey we distribute after the application window closes. We strongly recommend drafting your application narrative in Word document for several reasons. First, the program times out without warning, which can result in lost information. Second, Word allows you to track your word count, as the portal will only allow text within specified word limits. Please refrain from providing internet links or special text formatting in your application. It is important to read the fine print instructions and examples. Organizations may identify only with one pillar in the application for the project. However, if there is an overlap with another pillar, you describe it in the narrative. Please provide no more than 3 objectives and no more than 3 outcomes per objective. If you have fewer measurable outcomes or objectives, that is fine. Objectives should be composed of 1 to 2 sentences at most. Your outcomes should be stated in a single sentence with measurable criteria included. If outcomes include increases or decreases, please provide the relevant baseline and specified measures for these changes. Due diligence is built into the Foundation's grant review process to address any questions or clarifications needed regarding your proposal. Each submission is evaluated on its own merits, so there is no standard amount we fund. The requested amount should reflect your organization's needs. Additionally, there is no maximum or minimum for administrative fees, but it is essential to present a realistic funding request. Unreasonable amounts may prompt questions or concerns regarding your program. Lastly, here are some final general notes on our processes. If you are a previous grantee, expanding programming is not required when submitting a renewal application for the same program. If you are awarded funding and over the course of your project encounter issues, leadership transitions, or anticipate you will not spend all the funds that you are awarded, please inform us before your final report rather than waiting until the end. Additionally, an ACH form must be completed every time a grant application is submitted, even for previous grantees. Organizations may apply for more than one grant in a single cycle or calendar year. While organizations may occasionally utilize a fiduciary, our fiscal sponsor, this is only for specified cases, such as when organizations do not have their 501c3 determination yet. If you plan to apply using a fiscal sponsor, please be prepared to provide an MOU outlining the partnership, and we will reach out to you during our due diligence process after you apply. We do offer multi-year grants and operational funding, typically to organizations that we have an established partnership with. However, each proposal and organization's needs are considered on a case-by-case basis, and we are happy to discuss this with you. If your proposal is not funded, you may reapply and seek feedback on the reasons. Just to reiterate, we strongly recommend drafting your application in a Word document to prevent any lost information. A designated program staff member will be assigned to you to ensure accessibility for any questions or concerns. We're also available to assist you with any technical concerns within your application or grantee portal. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 616-957-0480. I hope you find this information helpful and have a wonderful day.